Hello everyone, we are from Group 2. The question given is, explain any two examples of desirable workplace behaviors and discuss efforts in increasing these behaviors. Number 1.
One of the examples of desirable workplace behaviors is great job performance. Job performance includes the quality and quantity of work done, the precision, and also the time taken to complete the task. In most companies, job performance dictates whether a person is granted bonus, rewarded with a pay raise, or worse, fired from the job.
Efforts in increasing these behaviors should be taken by both employers and employees. How we are treated at workplace affects our job performance. When we feel like we have been treated poorly, our job performance will decrease, and so employers should treat the employees fairly. Those who work hard should be given bonuses or a pay raise, and those who seem to have low job performance, employers should motivate them before considering to fire them.
Not just that, cognitive ability also affects job performance. Cognitive ability includes our reasoning abilities, verbal and numerical skills, analytical skills, and overall intelligence level. People with high cognitive ability usually do better job performance. So, employees who have low cognitive ability should sharpen it as it will lead to great job performance. Number 2.
The second example of desirable workplace behavior is organizational citizenship behavior, OCB. It involves performing voluntary behavior. People with high OCB will help their co-workers understand things about work, freely offer to manage company picnic, or even suggesting the management on how to improve the company performance.
One of the efforts to instill organizational citizenship behavior among people in an organization is to have good relationship with all people in workplace. When we are connected to our peers and when we have strong reliance towards other colleagues, we have more likely to engage organizational citizenship behavior. So, employers and employees should maintain good relationship with each other and avoid unnecessary issues. Apart from that, job satisfaction is somehow related to organizational citizenship behavior.
Those who are happy at work, satisfied with their work, tend to engage in OCB,
while those who are dissatisfied with their work will totally isolate themselves from engaging with other workers.
We can look at a company like a little city. It has a mayor, typically the owner or the person highest in charge, as well as different departments. Heck, we can even have the cleaning crew as a sanitation department. So if we can look at a company like a little city, we can begin to look at the employees as citizens of that city. With that perspective in mind, we can see how citizens of our little city want it to be the best city it can be. They have a stake in wanting the city to be clean, prosperous, and friendly. What we are talking about when we look at a business from a perspective of a company being a city and wanting employees to feel closely associated with the city is organizational citizenship, or a perspective that employees have whereby they extend their behaviors beyond the normal duties of their position. The sheer scope of organizational citizenship is far-reaching, and in a very good way. The employee that believes in, or we say practices, good organizational citizenship is one that has an eye out for the company's best interests at all times. That can take many different forms, such as assisting co-workers. An employee can take time from their work to help another to get their job done, as they know it's important to the company and to the other employee. We have all potentially had situations where others pitched in to get a job done that had nothing to do with their specific job outside of wanting to help the company and a fellow worker. Working for the future. So many employees look at what they're going to get right now and do not look far into the future. Those that practice organizational citizenship believe there will be rewards down the road and do not focus on the short term. Rather, they focus on the long term. This viewpoint also makes them long-term employees, which are desirable to any company. Being a company representative. When some employees leave for the day, the company they represent stays behind them in the office. An organizational citizen represents their company 24/7 and has no problem talking to others about how their company might help them. Think about standing in line with someone. You tell them about your company or job, and they begin to tell you how their company can help you. They are not on the clock, but they take the company with them wherever they go. Do companies want or even need corporate citizens? You bet they do. To companies, these are some of the best employees to have, as they are more closely associated with the company and look at their job far beyond just their paycheck. If you ran your own organization, would you not want your employees to do the same? To look out for the company, chip in even when they are not asked, or even represent your company outside of work? The obvious answer is yes, and designing an organization where individuals like this can flourish and are the norm is truly a goal of many organizations. As we discussed, organizational citizenship is the perspective that employees have whereby they extend their behaviors beyond the normal duties of their position. It is an extremely desirable goal for any company, and if we think about it, it shows how much a company cares about their employees. While I have talked a lot about what the employee does to fit this definition, the company has to help as well. They have to set up a culture where the employees want to feel this way about their company and want to be citizens of this small city. After all, a city is only as strong as its citizens, and the same is true for an organization.
Organizational citizenship behavior. Now we are going to see the description of organizational citizenship behavior. Organizational citizenship behavior is a person's voluntary involvement in an organization or a company. The fact that organizational citizenship behavior is also known as a perspective that employees have whereby they extend their behaviors beyond the normal duties of their position. This type of corporate citizens are essential for a company's personal growth. The employee who believes in a good organizational citizenship is one who has an eye out for the company's best interests at all times. The forms of organizational citizenship behavior are assisting co-workers, working for the future, and being a company representative. Now, we are going to see the viewpoint of organizational citizenship behavior. Now, let us see the 5 common types of organizational citizenship behavior. The first common type of organizational citizenship behavior is altruistic. Altruistic is defined as the longing to help or generally not expecting a reward in a competition for that particular help while someone exhibiting altruistic behavior in a particular group. The related example for altruistic is an employee who drives his or her colleague to work when their car had broken down without expecting any reward. The next common type in organizational citizenship behavior is courtesy. Courtesy is known as a behavior which is being polite and courteous and considerate towards the people. A perfect related example for this is inquiring about the personal subject. The third one is sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is defined as exhibiting no negative when something does not go as planned. Related example for sportsmanship is an employee who submits their proposal to their superior may be expecting it to be well received. Next is consciousness. Uprightness is characterized as conduct that recommend a sensible level of staff control. Related example for this is an employee planning ahead to ensure that they and their co-workers do not overwhelm in their work. The last common type is known as civic virtue. Civic virtue is a behavior that exhibits how well a person represents an organization. Related example for the civic virtue is how well somebody speaks to their business and how they may support that particular business. Now let's see the advantages and disadvantages of organizational citizenship behavior. The first advantage is occupational fulfillment. There is experimental confirmation for the broadly held conviction that fulfill specialized perform better. However, this is too relational, not true. The second advantage is execution evaluation. Laborers who take part in OCB have a tendency to get better equation evaluation by the administrator. Next, let us see the disadvantages of organizational citizenship behavior. The first disadvantage is criticalness. Hierarchical citizenship conviction urge a worker to perform undertakings that she doesn't need to perform, regardless of the possibility that you don't give her an extra reward for doing an assignment or not performing it. The second disadvantage is helping co-workers. At the point when a representative feels like a national of the organization, he likewise feels that his collaborators are his kind of natives. And finally, let's come to the conclusion. Organizational citizenship behavior should be highly encouraged because this is reflected in reduced costs and increased profitability at the organizational level. It is also socially desirable class and it is also known to strip away any biases or any attributes.